Welcome on the air this morning to a special edition of Daybreak. On this day, 5 years ago, the Carr Fire blew up, burning buildings and forcing people from their homes, shutting off power and leading the governor to declare an emergency. The fire tore through Reading, forming a firenado. The National Guard was called in to help fight the blaze that scorched 229,000 acres, burned homes, and tragically claimed lives. And thank you for being here this morning. I'm Nazi Javid. Almost everyone in the greater Reading area has a Carr Fire story, and a lot has changed since then. To commemorate today's 5th anniversary, our Mason Carroll has a special report, sitting down with two fathers to talk about the impact the fire had on their families and where they are now.
That fire just took off, and we lost everything. That was it. We downsized to nothing in a matter of, I guess, a few hours.
Spencer Baker and his family moved to Reading 3 weeks before the deadly Carr Fire. With most of their homes still in boxes, they evacuated.
This is stuff that happens to other people. It doesn't happen to me. You know, floods, hurricanes, fires, somebody else's problem. But when it happens to you, it's like, what do? You literally, what they say, you got your shorts, t-shirt, and shoes. That's what you got. You know, now what are you going to do?
For Todd Buck, he's lived in Reading his whole life, and his family has lived in their home for about a decade before the Carr Fire. He told me they had that same mentality. It couldn't happen to them.
And just in a matter of about 10 minutes, you know, you went from getting ready to throw the meat on the barbecue to get out of here.
The Bucks also lost their home. In total, the Carr Fire burned about 230,000 acres, destroyed more than 1,600 buildings, and killed 8 people. Both the Baker and Buck family returned to leveled homes, along with hundreds of other Shasta County families. Once the smoke cleared and residents could return to their properties, the rebuilding process began, which took months to years of dealing with insurance companies, permitting, and contractors, plus much more.
The process was, you know, a little bit grueling. It was 2 years of our life that we'll never get back. It was devastating to my family to lose 29 years of stuff.
But the fire did not take away their family bond. It made it stronger.
You know, I got to give a shout out to my boys. They went to work that day. My wife did too. The day after our house burns, they went to work. My wife works with the county. She had people to serve, and my boys worked at one of the local burger joints here, and they felt that they needed to help out. So, you know, that part of it made me proud, and what we've been through, and you know, it's getting better.
Baker says he often thinks of his daughter, who just started a new high school right after they lost everything.
I feel a tremendous amount of hurt for what my daughter had to go through. I remember her in that, 6 of us in that hotel room, and she's trying to do her math under the covers. You know, but you come together and you overcome. We overcame a lot of obstacles, and in retrospect, we overcame a lot more than I ever gave us credit for, honestly.
Both families say they are lucky, as they know not everyone has rebuilt. And while dead trees and bird scars are still consistent reminders of the fire, new growth is also a reminder of how far they've come.
Yeah, it's you know, it's all meshing together really nice. You know, it really is.
The community has also grown. In 5 years, more fire reduction work has been implemented. Shasta County now has evacuation zones, and people are more prepared.
You know, if nothing else, we may have learned a lesson that this could happen to you, you know, and not to be naive to think it can't.
For people who survived the Carr Fire, it's something they won't ever forget. But as Baker says, it also won't stop them from moving forward.
For our family, you know, we're living our future. This is where we want to be. My daughter's doing well. My sons are doing well. So for us, you know, we're kind of right where we need to be.
Reporting in Reading, Mason Carroll, the North States News.
Mason also spoke with a local therapist about the lingering mental health impacts of the Carr Fire. We have that story plus resources on KRCRTV.com. And in our next half hour of Daybreak, we'll take you to last night's Carr Fire remembrance and hear from the widow of a fallen Reading firefighter, Jeremy Stoke, who died in the line of duty.